Hey everyone, it is Hunter Fireflower, and in today's video I will be doing a review and summary of Darth Vader, the 2020 version, number 2. So in our last episode, we had Darth Vader looking around to see who was hiding Luke from him. He was going to Tatooine, and we saw a lot of his memories coming up, and then we saw who seemed to be Padme. So we're going to find out if it's actually Padme, is it a clone, is it somebody else that just looks like Padme? But we'll find out who this mysterious Padme is. So without further ado, let's begin. So, like in our last episode, we are on Vendaxa, and then we have Darth Vader calling this woman Padme, and she's like, "What did you call me?" And Zed is like, "Oh wow, look at her, like she literally looks like Padme. She's wearing the same exact clothes and everything, the same exact field gear. It's like a Naboo style field gear." But once this woman finds out who Darth Vader works for, the Emperor, she then begins firing just because I guess she hates the Empire. Maybe she's a rebel. Darth Vader then uses the Force and he blocks all these blasters and then throws the rifle out of the way, and then goes on to basically ask her, "Who are you? Are you Padme?" She looks very similar, except she just kind of looks aged, which would make sense since this is taking place in the future. She wouldn't look as young as she did when we saw her in episode 3. And then she goes on to say that she is Padme Amidala, and then we get a flashback of Padme. These flashbacks are all throughout the entire series. I'm not going to show all of them just because, but a lot of these flashbacks will go back to episode 1 through 3, and this one in particular I kind of liked because it showed us what she looked like in episode 1 versus episode 2 and episode 3, and I just really liked the art style in general. And in particular, this woman goes on to say that she was a queen, a senator, a daughter of Naboo. And then she goes on how she came back to life from the dead to haunt him. Darth Vader then freaks out because he's like, "You're gonna haunt me from my grave." And we get this kind of side-by-side comparison of him choking out this woman with the Force, comparing it to episode 3 of when he choked Padme. And so I'm having this feeling that these flashbacks are just Darth Vader realizing this is kind of happening again. I'm not quite sure if it's Darth Vader thinking that it's happening, or is it just the artist trying to show us, to the reader, that there's a comparison between Anakin as he was falling to the dark side and Darth Vader and his whole transformation afterwards. So Darth Vader chokes her out and then basically drops her to the floor, and then she fires at him and runs away and tries to escape Darth Vader as well as Zed. As this mysterious woman's running away, the Vendaxan land squid, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, Vendaxan land squids attack Darth Vader. We saw these in comic book number 1, and they're just these weird Cthulhu teeth-looking things, and Darth Vader just goes slashes through them, and Zed is just giving this monologue of how deadly they are and how it's breeding season, and they only have breeding season once every 10 years, and that's why they're all angry and just going to kill everyone. And then they start to go chase after this mysterious woman. Darth Vader and Zed then catch up to the woman, and Darth Vader just confronts her and says, "Padme is dead, you look like her, you have the same face as her, you speak like her, but you're not her since, she's dead. You must be the Queen's Shadow," which are those handmaidens. They just are all kind of like these decoy lookalikes of her. If you've seen the movies, you would obviously know what we're talking about. But Zed then confirms that this mysterious woman is in fact one of Padme's handmaidens, and in particular it's Sabe. I believe I'm pronouncing that correct. And he goes on to say, yeah, she looks just like her, except she's a little bit taller than Padme, her jaw is a little bit more pronounced, and she has a deeper voice. And then Darth Vader goes on to ask her, "Hey, you're the one that broke into Padme's quarters, what did you learn? What are you hiding from me?" type of thing. Sabe then goes on and says, the Emperor went up in power, and I'm assuming that he killed Padme, and so she's trying to seek revenge for Padme's death. Vader then continues on saying, "Before Padme died, she was stolen away from me, and whoever stole Padme away betrayed the Empire." And then Sabe's just listen, she did not want to side of the Empire. She stood with the Jedi. She did not want to be with the Empire. She totally denounced the Empire and any type of dictatorship rule. And Vader just continues on saying, no, Padme would have stood with the Empire. And I'm assuming the reason why he's saying this is because if Padme knew that Darth Vader was in charge of the Empire, she would accept it, but I'm pretty sure she wouldn't. Darth Vader is trying to convince himself that if Padme was still alive, she would still be with him and would agree with the political issues that are going on in the galaxy today. Sabe then goes on to say that, she never would have joined the Empire. Did you actually even know who she was? Darth Vader then reassures Sabe that the Emperor wants to find who hid Padme away because they're responsible for her death. And Sabe just goes on, why would the Emperor care? And Darth Vader retorts with, why would you care? Sabe then says that the reason why she actually wants to find vengeance for Padme is because the people who hid her away are the ones that killed her, and she just basically wants vengeance for her best friend. We then see Sabe fire, and we're not quite sure what she's firing at, but in the next page we find out that she actually shot one of these squid things, and how she is going to work with Darth Vader to help find the people who hid Padme away, because they both believe the people that took her away off of Mustafar are the people that actually killed her in the end, which we know is not true. We then have these side-by-side comparisons as they kill the squids, with Padme versus Sabe as they're attacking the squids, and then the flashback is of Attack of the Clones when they're in the Geonosian arena thing. And I'm not quite sure if these flashbacks, like I said earlier, are they Darth Vader comparing the situation to the present? Like, is it Darth Vader comparing the past to the present, or is it just the writers of the comic trying to show to the reader the side-by-side comparison to make us feel more attached to the character? I'm not quite sure what it is, but I kind of feel like it's more leaning towards Darth Vader relating the past to the present. Darth Vader and Sabe and Zed then kill off all of the droids, and then Sabe orders Darth Vader and the droid to bury all of her comrades that were slain. But even though they both want to leave the planet and continue their search, Darth Vader still listens to Sabe, and I'm not sure why in particular, because when I think of Darth Vader, I think of this character that doesn't care what other people want or think. He just does his own thing. But I think the reason why he's actually listening to Sabe and what she wants is because she looks similar to Padme, so maybe he's having these emotions of the past coming back, which is influencing his actions today. They then leave planet, and Sabe tells them everything, how her and her men snuck into Padme's apartment, and how they stole the security recordings hoping that they would find who stole Padme and basically killed her, even though she wasn't killed, she died during childbirth. But she then says that they weren't able to decrypt them because of Imperial decryption. Sabe then continues on and tells Darth Vader that they hid the recordings on Naboo, so they're going to travel to Naboo to get the recordings. But that about wraps up this comic. I mean, I felt like it was really short. It was only 23 or 4 pages. So it was really short, but now we understand it was not a clone of Padme or anything else. It was actually Sabe, Padme's handmaiden, and now Sabe is seeking revenge for whoever killed Padme, as well as Darth Vader. So they're going to team up and they're going to decrypt these recordings, and they're going to probably, I'm assuming, maybe see Obi-Wan Kenobi, and maybe they'll go try to find Obi-Wan. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment of what you liked and thumbs up. If you want to see similar content to this for canon and legends, or books as well, or videos, please go check out my channel. I make tons of Star Wars content related to just about everything under the stars. And if you have not already, please subscribe. I'll be posting more content regarding this comic series, as well as Kylo Ren. I know the last one just came out, so I'll be making a video of that. And I'll also be posting a Thrawn book review, as well as a summary for that as well. So if you want to see those videos, please stay tuned. But anyways, guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Stay frosty.